It's a blustery afternoon at Rumwood, but the rain has passed and it's looking good for some cricket today. Rumwood take on Egerton, 40 overs aside, a friendly. I'm delighted to be joined by David Day for the afternoon. David, welcome. How are you?
Very well, Jordan. What do you think about the pitch?
Well, I spoke to the groundsman last night, and Mr. Bailey assured me it was hard and it was fast. Having looked at it just now, it looks anything but. It's green, looks a little bit damp underneath as well. I think it might be a little bit awkward.
So, favoured the seamers, do you think?
I think so. Not too much overhead assistance for the swing bowlers, but the seamers should get quite a bit off the surface today. It might even turn a bit with that little bit of dampness in the surface, so perhaps a day for Rumwood's leg spin, a will day later on.
Well, I don't know about that. There's a few spinners in the attack. What about this young lad, Fraser Robertson?
Well, Fraser's a bit of an unknown. We've not seen too much of his bowling, but the last few weeks he's been bowling a bit on Sundays for loos, and he's taken some wickets, a few stumped, and he's been a bit of a mystery for the batsman, very difficult to face, and he'll be hoping that he can contribute some wickets later on. Rumwood about to start their innings now. Jordan Austin and Ben Austin are out there. David, would you like to run us through the rest of the lineup?
It's the two Austins, William Day at 3, Cam, Chambers at 4, and this is the first ball. Waddles up to the stumps, gently pressed for 2 runs, just through the mid-off territory. Nice and gentle there.
That's a lovely shot to get off the mark from Jordan Austin. Nice and controlled and played very, very well. So Peter Kenwood coming in at 5. David Day at 6, Fraser Robertson at 7, Atesh Vabi at 8, Steve Puxty at 9. Jordan Austin leaves outside the off stump. Myself at 10 and Lee Marsh to come in at 11. Well, it's Ben Austin to face his first delivery now. Jordan Austin facing all 6 in the first over. We've seen some very aggressive, high-scoring batting from Ben so far this season. Do you think we'll get some more of the same today?
Well, it's a pity that the crowd's a bit down on normal, so they won't be entertained. But they may come in later, you never know.
Well, I don't think we'll be getting anywhere near the Rumwood official capacity of 30 today. As you say, the crowd's a little bit on the low side. Even the horses seem to be keeping their distance at the moment.
They look very disinterested, the horses, actually. Lovely dapple grey one over there. Do you think that will go well in the local races?
Do you know what, David? I can see it leaping those fences down at Charing. Here we go. And flicked off his pad. And Ben Austin away for his first run from his first delivery faced.
It's leg byes.
The umpire's unsure, but
he's given leg byes.
He's hit that nicely. Straight back down the ground for 4.
On the full. Just a gentle follow through by Jordan Austin. 4 very good runs. That takes Rumwood 6-0. 7. Of course, the leg bye. Thank you, Lee. What's your tip for a score today, Lee? So Lee's going for all the 2s. Double Nelson.
Wide ball, and it looks like it'll be 1 bye as well. Let's see the score move on to 9.
Are those cumulonimbus clouds in the sky, Jordan? Or what would you think?
I'm afraid that's not my area of expertise, David. I'm never a fan of geography at school, and I wouldn't tell one cloud from the next.
Oh, that's the maker's name of forward defensives from Ben Austin. Really showing that, pushing it ever so gently to the veteran mid-off.
And a no ball called too, so that's another run for the score.
What do you think about an umpire wearing a burgundy top, Jordan?
Well, it certainly wouldn't be my choice of clothing.
Any clash there with the new cherry in the
It's
bowler's
not
arm?
ideal. It's not ideal at all. Not helped by Rumwood's choice of colour for training kit this year.
He's got hold of that, but not fully. Has it got the legs? No, they're going to have to run them, and they've done 2. So that was just through this sort of extra cover area, but a little in the air.
And he didn't strike it very cleanly either. We've seen Ben, as I said earlier, displaying some real aggressive, powerful hitting so far this year. That was anything but.
That's more of his favourite shot. The first real short one from Lumley, which is dispatched with consummate ease to the square leg boundary. 4 runs.
3 overs gone. Rumwood on 18 for none.
What do you think of this 35 over format? Are we playing 40 today? Oh, beg your pardon, we're playing 40 today. Slight correction.
Well, the league games this season have been 35, so we'll let you off that one, David. Let's see what this one's like.
Short, dispatched along the ground to square leg. 4 runs.
Well, Ben Austin showed already you just cannot bowl there to him. Anything slightly back of a length he's going to pick up on. And so far, it's gone for 4.
So here he comes, left arm over the wicket to the right hand of Jordan Austin. Short, pulled with consummate ease to backward square leg. 4 runs.
He looked like he had all the time in the world for that, got on top of it and hit it very nicely. Well, he's got a chance there, dropped. It looked at mid-wicket. I'm not sure the fielder was too confident about going for it. And he did what we said you can't do there. He got onto it early, he threw his hands at it a bit, and he hit it straight to mid-wicket, but he's got a life.
That might prove expensive for our illustrious visitors from Egerton. But we'll see. It's early days. How was the Penley, the scorer? So you're going to the old school teacher pen of multicoloured. How does a scorer like their pens these days, Lee? With an eraser on the end for any mistakes.
Delighted now to be joined by Tesh Vaby, one of Rumwood's new signings for this season. Tesh, you've played your first 3 or 4 games, and how have you found it?
It's been good. I'm glad to be here, get back into the swing of it, pun intended. And yeah, after a long hiatus off, it's nice to be back.
You've certainly made your mark so far with some good wickets and some impressive bowling.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's what I try to do. I just try and get here, do my job for the team. And if we can get that win at the end, the personal accolades, they don't really matter to me as long as we get that W at the end.
Well, Jordan Austin has tried to absolutely belt that and completely mistimed it, almost off the toe of the bat, round to a slightly backward square leg. Atesh, is a slightly weaker bowling lineup for Rumwood today with a few players carrying injuries and the absence of Rob Wood. Might be a chance for you to come into the attack a little bit earlier. You say about doing a job for the team, you might need to today.
Yeah, I mean at the end of the day we all know our strengths and we know we can rely on each other, especially those who might not get a bowl every week, but we know we can rely on each other to get the result. And so when we miss players, we don't think it's a big miss because we know we can count on each other.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Tesh.
No worries.
Chipped up, only just short of a caught and bowled. And Rumwood potentially giving away 30-40 runs in the field a couple of weeks ago, and it cost you, and Rumwood potentially lost the game, and because of that, you have to make sure you're on top of things early. Emberson in, charging in. Short and smashed away by Ben Austin. That's a lovely shot, and that will be 4 runs.
Great connection now.
played it early, hit it hard, and he's dominated the bowling there.
Just keep the pressure on the bowlers.
Emerson in again. Short again, hit well, 4
Bang.
more. Ben Austin looking very good, timing the ball nicely. Like you were saying about keeping the momentum going, you don't have to score as quickly, but you just need to keep the scoreboard ticking over. We saw a couple of weeks ago Rumwood off to that flying start, 100 in about 10 overs, but then really drying up the runs. And they still had a lot of time to play with, but it was too slow and they never restarted. You've got to keep rotating the strike, even if you're not smashing the ball around. Ben Austin off to a flyer again. Emerson into bowl. Full, hit hard and well to extra cover,
Well fielded.
but no run.
And that's what I like to call the classic long barrier.
Proper cricket, Atesh, proper cricket.
Cricket, and that's what we're all here for. Jordan, what are your thoughts on the triple digits on the back of the shirts as opposed to the double digits? Seen a couple of the players there filled in with 103, 102 on their backs. Wouldn't happen in our day.
I'm not a fan, Atesh. I'm really not a fan. We've seen it with Chris Gale, 3-3-3. Obviously, we have the Rumwood Chris Gale out there at the moment. Fraser Robertson, destructive batsman and mystery spin bowler. He has no squad number on his shirt. And for Lewes Cricket Club, who play here on a Sunday, they've had Andrew Harris, 666.
And that's just tempting fate at that point, isn't it?
It is, but as his batting average of 3.5 shows, he's not a man who suffers under pressure. David Day has been for a walk around the grounds, taking in the game from all angles. David, what have you noticed so far?
Zero movement in the air from the bowlers. And some good shots from Ben Austin off the back foot.
He's looking dominant at the moment, isn't he?
It's looking a little ominous for Egerton, but a wicket soon changes that.
It does indeed. A couple of slower batsmen to come afterwards, so if Egerton could get one early, or get one now, they could be into them. Play and a miss. Didn't seem to get anywhere near that one.
Certainly there was an argument between two horses on my walk round. One of the horses was flicking its back legs at the other. They both wore the new masks that they wear to keep the flies away. Sort of fashion in the equestrian industry.
Well, no one likes to see crowd trouble at Rumwood Cricket Club. Let's hope the members can behave themselves as the game progresses.
Now the horses are well behaved now, but there was a little bit of friction between the white and brown horse there at what would be third man and the black horse, but all resolved. Jordan, can you just explain to me why the boundary is considerably in? Normally it's against the trees or close to the trees, but it's very in that corner. Is there a reason today?
Well, there's two possible reasons for that. It could be that the groundsman has decided he wants to see a high-scoring game today and moved it in, or it could be that the captain who put the flags out was feeling a tad lazy. He hasn't timed that, but he should get a couple of runs, possibly even 3. It's a long chase down there. Oh, it's gone for 4. It didn't seem to hit it that hard, did he?
Yeah, it struck the bottom of the bat and just bobbled along to that traditional long leg position.
Well, like we've said, the
Could
outfield's
that be a Spitfire?
quite fast.
Don't think it is, Jordan. Are you a plane spotter?
I'm not. I can identify the Spitfire that regularly flies over, but anything else I'm in trouble, and I haven't got a clue what that is.
I think the key when you're batting is not to plane spot, isn't it? You know, keep your head down.
I'm sure some of our viewers will be aware, David, that you're a former member of the Sheffield University Cricket Club. And I understand one of your former cricketing colleagues at Sheffield University has been playing cricket against some stars of the football world this week.
Ah, yes, it'll be Ian Bowes and his son. Gareth Barry was seen to be looking for the ball in the bushes. Clearly his team had taken a little bit of hammer.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
It's an interesting shot, isn't it? It was almost a horizontal bat. It must have been very wide outside the off stump as he pushed it to extra cover.
He timed that very nicely. Didn't try and overhit it. Just put the bat there and caressed it through the gap.
So it's Jordan Austin on strike, the right-handed, sort of open stance style.
It's a very interesting stance that Jordan takes, isn't it? 1 foot in line with middle stump and 1 foot quite a way outside the line. Very, very open.
That explains why he's a good puller of the ball, because he's very very chest on to dispatch anything short.
And very, very quick onto those balls as well. I struggle to see any bowler worrying him for pace on the short ball.
That's nicely timed again, as you say, Jordan. Off the back foot, rolling of the wrists, into position very quickly, dispatched to the long leg boundary for 4 runs.
And not hit hard.
Yes,
Just
you're dead right.
Placed in the gap.
Timing. 7.5 and over, Jordan. How do you think about that?
It's a very promising start. Run would certainly look on their way to a big score today. Will Day, the next man in. Not the fastest scorer, but after that we've seen Cameron Chambers in excellent form of late. 131 not out for Lewes 2 weeks ago. 79 off just 62 deliveries last Sunday. He certainly has the ability to go in and score very quickly, and to be followed by Peter Kenwood at 5, another fast scorer with the bat.
Peter's a lusty blows. He's favours sometimes some agricultural shots.
Agricultural would be the word, exactly.
He gets runs. Marvellous eye. Bowler's name, please. Pearson. Now, interesting this week, Pearson couldn't get their BTEC results out. Have you got a comment about that, Jordan? I think they're due next week.
He's too busy playing cricket, David.
He'll just have to get his head down and try and bat sensibly.
Oh, he's bowled him.
Oh.
Bottom edge, and it's
Has he hit wicket there?
I think he's hit the ball into the ground, and the ball's come up and hit the stumps.
So he has a quicker one, this bowler.
He just tried to hit it so hard. That's an interesting shot, and Jordan Austin walks off.
Disconsolate figure.
22 for the captain. Rumwood are now 61 for 1. Off the mark straight away with a run down to deep cover. Almost fielded it as a deep point sort of area though.
Change of bowling at the Horsefield end. It's C. Turry for Egerton. There's a backward point, a cover, mid-off, mid-on. A cow corner, deep square. Slightly backward square, in on the single, and a mid-wicket. Up he comes. Plenty of loop. That's wide, and William Day leaves that alone.
Jordan, 23 for you today. You must be slightly disappointed with that.
Yeah, I've had better days. I'm not a very good ball either, but sometimes you have to be a good ball to get results.
We've seen that quite a lot recently. Team's off to a good start though. That must be pleasing as captain.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've got off to a good start, especially after winning the toss. No, supports my decision, I think, to bat first.
David Day mentioned some behaviour problems from the horses at the Horsefield end. Anything distract you while you were batting?
To be honest, no, I wasn't really paying attention to the horse field. I was more watching the ball. That's a lovely shot from Ben off the back foot.
It looks like Egerton have taken a few pages out of the Jordan Austin school of captaincy here. If you've got the fielders and you can put them out, why not do it?
Exactly that. It's a game. Use all your resources available.
Atesh, welcome back into the hot seat.
Thank you very much. Went to get a spot of lunch or breakfast. Depends how you're looking at it.
What did you choose?
I had my standard corned beef sandwich.
Corned beef sandwich. I have to say, Atesh, a corned beef sandwich has got to be up there with some of the most underrated sandwiches.
Certainly underrated.
It looks like Egerton have decided we've got some good batsmen here. We might not take wickets, but we'll try and frustrate them and slow the scoring down. They've got those men out. Pearson in today. Hit well through cover.
And this is the
And it might go for 4. Chase to the boundary. Lovely shot from Will Day. Timed very well.
Now, this is the tactic that Selling used a fortnight ago. And it worked. And it frustrated the batsmen. And they started swinging at things that they probably shouldn't have started swinging at. And we collapsed.
The thing is, Atesh, on a pitch like this, you need to have that cricketing common sense. Take the singles, knock it around, and you can still build a big score rather than trying to belt it out of the ground every ball. That was a lovely time shot by Will Day. Let's see what he's got for us here. Not so good. Pearson in again to bowl to Will Day. He's bowled quite well so far. That's not so good. Will Day rocks on the back foot, pulls it away. He's running down towards that boundary, down the hill. For 4 more, Will Day's made a very good start.
That was a lovely shot.
One man we were talking about earlier, someone, bit of a mystery, someone we haven't seen bowl too much of Rumwood, but he's been bowling very well on a Sunday for Lewes Cricket Club. Fraser Robertson.
Good afternoon, Jordan. Good afternoon.
It's lovely to have you alongside me. How are you, mate?
I'm cracking, mate. Had a nice long drive back from Norwich this morning, but the roads are quiet, so I'm looking forward to a nice day of cricket today and then a bit of umpiring tomorrow, I believe.
We are down to bat at number 7 today, so there might be some chance for some big shots later on.
Being dropped down, but it's for David Day, so I don't mind that.
11 overs gone. The score's 82 for 1. Fraser, you've taken some wickets. A little bit of mystery spin. You've had a couple of stumpings.
Is it leg? Is it off? Who knows?
Well, from what I've heard, you certainly don't.
That's what works. That's what makes it so good.
But it's been catching the batsman out. We might get to see some of that later on. Very good wicket keeper in Ben Austin today. You must be very excited about linking up with him.
I don't know. I'm not sure about very good, but we'll see how mobile he is today. He's put a bit of pounds on recently, so we'll see.
Haven't we all put on a few pounds during lockdown?
I definitely have, mate. But
12 kilos and a couple of trouser sizes?
at least a couple, yeah. Shout out to Pete for his trousers. Oh, and that is a grenade if I've ever seen one.
And that has
is
gone a long way.
Straight back over the bowler's head for 4. Glorious shot.
We said it earlier, you cannot give full tosses, you cannot give short balls to a batsman of Ben Austin's quality. He's shown so far he's going to be absolutely ruthless with anything that misses the mark, and that was no different. Egerton need to sort this quickly. Rumwood on their way to a very big score at the moment. Ben Austin looking fantastic.
If they can get a few quick wickets, though, who knows what could happen. And they've still got their batsman batting attack. Could be an interesting day. Slightly a lower ball there, less of a grenade, and it's hit for 4.
Well, it's a lovely timed shot. It's not actually that short. It's just the pace he's bowling. You have to nail that length, and he's just a little bit short of that. He's given Ben Austin the time to rock back and just dispatch it to the boundary. He hasn't hit that hard. He's just timed it beautifully. So, Fraser, you came back from Norwich this morning. Any interesting sights while you were up there this week?
I went to a rooftop bar, which was nice. Had a steak, perfectly cooked. Terry into bowl, and just played off the front.
Treated with respect there.
So had a lovely steak on Wednesday night, and then what did I do? Made a nice seafood linguine on Thursday.
Lovely.
Yeah, shrimps, shrimps, mussels, bit of squid. It was very tasty. And then what did I have last night? Fish cakes.
Fish cakes.
Oh, he's got to hit that, and that is Absolutely.
Fielder's there.
cracked.
Oh, just falls short. It would have been a spectacular catch. Full toss, hit very hard by Ben Austin. He gets 4 in the end, but not far from being caught.
One bounce 4, however. Nearly a 6, but also nearly out. Oh, and that is well played off the back foot.
It's a better length, but it's too slow for a batsman of Ben Austin's quality and a misfield.
And it's gone for 4.
Moves Ben Austin on to 44. He's batting nicely. And the horse down at the Horsefield end looked like it enjoyed that. Short, slightly faster, cut, slightly stuttering over whether to run. It goes to cover, but a run picked off for Will Day. Rumwood on to 99 for 1.
Bilbo Baggins, as we call him, he's looking like he might be getting some runs. He started the season off well and has not been in the best form recently, but could be runs for him today. It's definitely a good day for it.
Started the season in spectacular form, Fraser, with an 85 for Lewes, 70 odd not out for Rumwood, but it's gone a little bit wrong since. Hopefully he finds that form today. He's only got 3 games left before he returns to Cardiff for his studies for the winter. He'll be keen to impress.
When's he heading back?
He's off next Sunday. We've
Next
got him
Sunday.
for this week and next week.
Well, I'll be back off in a couple of weeks as well, so that'll be a big loss, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure we'll miss your aggressive chat in the field, Fraser.
Not so much the batting, but that's another matter. Thinks he's Aggers.
Pearson into bowl. Full toss, hit hard.
Very nearly stopped by the young man, but
It's got
going
past
towards the boundary, but you can't help
mid-wicket.
it.
Good chase, and he's got there. It's only 2 for Ben Austin. He moves on to 48.
But the man in the West Ham cap. He's wearing a West Ham cap.
It's bright green,
I
Fraser.
know, it's West Ham. It must be their away hats. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I've never heard of an away football hat, but
Oh.
that's the end of the over.
I don't like
13 overs gone. Rumwood are 103 for 1.
It's not my sport, George.
Back foot, hit hard, 50 for Ben Austin. Great batting.
Cracking batting from Ben Austin there. He's really worked that. Unlike his 50 a couple of weeks ago, where he just teed off from ball 1, he's played sensibly. Never really looked like getting out. So a well-deserved.
We've
and
got
there
a dog
pitch
on,
invader.
Fraser.
There's a pitch invader. A small dog is running on the pitch. It's carnage here at the Rumwood Cricket Club.
Terry to bowl to Austin. Tossed up,
And that,
comes down a pitch, hit hard, past the fielder.
that is
4
the
more.
definition of a grenade, and I personally love to see it. Unfortunately, it was played well, but a few more of those, and there's a wicket coming.
Well, if he can get it to pitch, tossing it up, get the batsman's eyes lit up. But if you're going to toss it up that high and give a full toss, you're just inviting the big shots. And Ben Austin has timed it immaculately again.
We just hope he can keep timing them well and don't miss one, because if he misses it, he's halfway down the wicket and he's going to be out for a run out. And that is a glorious shot.
Big shot.
And that is
6 runs out the ground. Might even be a no ball as well. Nothing signalled on that front, but that's a glorious shot, Fraser.
2 full, 2 high, and just Ben was just too good for it, and it's gone straight over the fence for 6. A glorious shot.
Lovely batting. He moves into the 60s in just the 14th over. Ben Austin looking excellent. That's the end of the 14th over. Rumwood 118 for 1.
Can I beatbox?
Well, Fraser, you're talking about beatboxing. I think you better give us a little preview.
Mate, I'll tell you what, if Ben gets 100, we'll see.
Well, there you go. Some incentive there. If Ben Austin gets 100, we'll have Fraser Robertson beatboxing down the microphone.
I think Pete looks like he wants to join us for a little session as well. Maybe you can do the vocals. And it looks like a young chap is coming on to bowl here.
New bowler. And it's often the young ones that catch people out, isn't it, Fraser? Let's see if we get some more consistent bowling to try and frustrate Ben Austin. Bowler runs in, ambling in. Short ball, hit hard, but he's dropped a bit off.
He's been dropped, and that is
That's-
absolutely gutting for the young bowler. That would have been a wicket on his first ball.
That's a very poor drop as well.
It's,
It's gone straight to him, but he didn't look like he wanted it. He's pulling away from it.
As a man that's dropped those before, it's a horrible place to be in. But hopefully the young man can get straight back into it and get a wicket. Oh, and he's top edged that.
Up in the air, cover underneath. Oh!
And it's been unfortunately dropped for the young man. And this is Harper's had two wickets now dropped on his bowling.
Harper in short. Will Day, big
Oh.
shot, man out. Oh, he's dropped. Some assistance from Peter Kenwood. That's a poor drop phrase.
Oh, this is truly gutting for the young bowler. He's been
Now, I
dropped
think
3 times on his bowling.
Producer may have the camera on us now. Phrase, show the people your shades.
The Chris Gales, I like to call them.
The Chris Gales. Fraser's earned his nickname of the Chris Gale of Rumwood and Lewes recently.
I think it's well deserved. We won't lie. The batting and bowling is very similar.
I don't know if you can see us on the stream at the moment, but Fraser, look at those, mate. They're very, very impressive.
What can I say?
Rumwood 131 for 1. Pearson bowls short, hit for the cover. Doesn't really go for it. It goes out and it's fielded right in front of us. It's a single for Will Day. He started nicely, but as we were saying about the fielding, Egerton have let themselves down a little bit so far. If they'd taken their catches, Rumwood could be 3 or 4 down, and that big score
Certainly.
wouldn't be on the cards. But Rumwood's still only 1 down and
But
heading towards a big one.
And that's a quicker one.
A
He's top edged
slice.
that. And
Oh, it's another drop
it's
catch.
another drop
A
catch.
Backward drop
It's
catch.
another drop
A
catch.
Backward drop
It's
catch.
another drop
A
catch.
Backward point. Ben Austin riding his luck now. He's still scoring nicely, but he's taking his chances in the last couple of overs.
And as Pete's just pointed out, it really is like watching Lewes on a Sunday. So Jordan, my favourite topic of the day. What's in your lunchbox? What have you got today?
What's in the lunchbox? Well, I was very lucky. I got home yesterday, and my mum said, "Oh, I've made you lunch for tomorrow. I've got a cheese and coleslaw baguette. I've got a bag of crisps, a couple of apples, and some dairy milk caramel. So
Ooh.
I'll be very, very happy at tea time." Phrase,
I'll be happy with some caramel.
what have you got?
Well, obviously driving back from Norwich, I didn't have a chance to make myself any lunch, so I popped into Tesco. Other shops are available, and bought myself what have I bought? I think just a ham and cheese baguette with some prawn cocktail crisps.
Lovely.
Yeah, solid English, can't go wrong.
Short hit hard. That's coming for
Glorious
us.
shot. And it's dropped by Pete. I think 4. It would have been a 4. And that is dropped about 6 inches short of going for 6, so 1 bounce 4.
A little bit naughty from the Rumwood players to field the ball before it had left the field of play.
And it'll be good to keep an eye on the England score to see if Crawley can get that double 100. It'll be brilliant for the young man.
Be brilliant to see. Pearson in. Full ball. Oh, missed chance for the stumping there.
He was miles out of his crease there. If the wicket could have held on to that, that was about as out as they come. And unfortunately, it's just gone in line with the rest of Egerton's day today, and it's been misfielded.
They're finding it tough out there. Finding it very tough indeed. Will Day be frustrated, give a chance, but I suspect not as frustrated as the Egerton wicket-keeper for failing to take it. He played that like a ball that was about 15 miles an hour quicker than it actually was. He takes some run anyway. Fraser, you've already got a beautiful tan going on.
I have. This is true. Mediterranean, we'll go with that. Just a Scottish name. So are you gonna be playing football this year, George, or what's your winter plans?
No, I've retired from football. I thought it was time to take a step back. It'll be cross-country for me this winter.
The world's most stupid sport. Oh, and that's just a little bit too full when it's nicely dispatched by Austin for 4.
4 straight down the ground. As I was saying, we had a Tesh on earlier, and he was speaking about the game against Selling a couple of weeks ago. Rumwood just letting the bowlers get on top in the middle overs and slow the run rate down, and it came back to hurt them. So to see them ticking over and just keeping that scoreboard moving is very promising. Is David Day umpiring with a thigh pad on? I think he is. just the extra protection for the umpire as Will Day knocks it down to deep cover. It's another single. Rumwood continue to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
And Will Day's had enough. He's walking off. He's had enough.
David Day's got something down his trousers. I hope it's a thigh pad. That's drinks. Rumwood, 21 overs gone, 154 for 1.
Cracking score at the half-time.
I'm going to pass back over to David Day for the second half of this innings. He'll be joining Atesh Vabi shortly.
And now a word from Lady the Pug. Lady. Very insightful. I never thought of that, but you're right.
So it's Harper again from the Horsefield end, past the umpire. Good length, just outside the leg stump. Ben Austin tries to turn it off his legs, but just doesn't quite connect. No run.
Cloud cover is starting to blow away now. We're getting some quite intense heat from the sun.
That's well over long on for 4 splendid runs.
Punished.
Now, in terms of clouds, Atesh, you know, if you go back to your geography, are those cumulus?
Well, I've got to admit, geography was not my best subject.
Well, they look fluffy cotton wool balls to me, so that's normally the cumulus cloud.
They certainly do not look like rain clouds. At
No,
least
they-
the ones closest.
Too high and too white. Harper again. That's
Clean
a
strike.
full toss that's wrists are rolled through mid-wicket. 4 runs. 4 to Austin. Bank holiday weekend. The spectators haven't yet come in here at Rumwood. We have one. Oh, I thought it was bank holiday this weekend.
And that's up. He's edged it, and that has to be a catch. It is. And Ben rode his luck before the drinks break. 5th time lucky they've caught him.
He's not going to be very happy at that. 87. The Drifters. Can you name any hits from the Drifters? Anyone? You're more than a little number in my little red book, or whatever it was from the Drifters. Pearson again. There's that front-footed drive, misfield. They'll get 2. They'll get 2.
Yeah, stopping short.
So Ben Austin can talk you through his sterling 87.
Well, it's hardly sterling, but we'll see. Rode my luck from 50 onwards.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on those drop catches, Ben?
More embarrassed with it myself, really. I don't know. It's just, I think I would have backed any one of our lot to catch them, but you got to take your luck where it lies. So I carried on until eventually my luck ran out. But at least we get to see some proper batsmen now, and not just me rifling the short ones.
Oh, he's let
another
down
drop
again
catch.
by his fielder, the Real Madrid / West Ham / Egerton hat.
Hat from all over the world. Around the world in 80 hats, Steve. That's what it
awfully
is.
like the Real Madrid badge from here. So Ben, we touched on it earlier when you were out there putting up your numbers. Perhaps a change of bowlers today.
Carry on, Atesh.
Jordan Chambers said himself that perhaps he didn't want or wasn't physically capable of bowling today. There was rumours that your own brother perhaps didn't fancy himself today.
But it does seem like a pitch maybe that will benefit those on the less orthodox side of bowling. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we apologise for the loud background noise in the studio.
So if you think about it,
Another drop catch. Lady the Pug is on the pitch right now, but
We've got some.
the irony is that she was closer to the catch than the fielder. What goes through your head, Ben, when you see the field make so many mistakes, drop so many catches, let it go through their fingers for boundaries? Are you thinking, you might risk it more with your shots because you know that perhaps you're safer?
I wouldn't say I'd risk it more. I'd just say I would carry on how I'm batting. I would carry on how I'm batting and just hope that it wouldn't happen again. But the problem was, it probably happened about 6 or 7 times, which is 6 or 7 times too many. Another good shot from Cam there. Camera is running low on battery. We'll sort it out and we'll come back. I think what we'll do for the time being is switch to webcam where clearly everyone is sitting.
News breaking from the football world. Freddie Ljungberg has left his position at Arsenal Football Club.
What even was his position?
I have no idea. Working with the youth setup, I believe.
Has he?
Harry Maguire's battered some poor Greek policemen.
And says he didn't do it.
I hope he is not relying on his own defence because, as we both know, he's not very good.
I heard he was hitting the back on Thursday, turned around and punched someone, by the time he turned around it's Friday night, it's something completely different.
Well, we apologise for any technical issues. You're not missing much right now.
Really not.
Although, as I've said that,
There has been a fall of wicket.
You know what's going to make him even happier?
What?
He's happy umpire as well. He's sort of afraid, stiff. You can go out. Yeah, Ben and Will will swap with you in a minute.
I'll just sort the camera out. Peter facing after the sudden loss of a wicket of William Day.
is there anything less scary than a pug running at you?
Maybe a hamster.
Possibly a hamster.
We had this discussion. It was a discussion for a university group chat of mine. A picture came up one day, and it was, which two would you choose to defend yourself from the other 6? You had 3 bears, 15 wolves,
I remember seeing this one. Yeah.
10,000 rats, 1 man with a shotgun, 5 crocodiles, 5 lions, and et cetera, et cetera.
I believe a pack of wolves, because I remember picking a pack of wolves and the human.
I picked 10,000 rats and 15 wolves. 10,000 rats is so overpowering. That's
Yes, but
it depends on who's
do
holding
the rats
it.
come at once, or do they come one by one?
Also, it
'Cause I
depends
fancy
on the
my
gun. If it's
chances
an
against a rat one
AK-47,
by
you
one.
run out of bullets after 30, and you still got 9,976 rats coming at you.
Still got the AK-47 to hit him with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the time they caught you, Jules, I don't think that AK is doing anything.
Well,
Exactly.
it reminds me of the famous one of who wins in a fight: a trillion lions or the sun.
The trillion lions, or the you mean the big ball in the sky, not the newspaper, I assume.
Oh yes, obviously the big ball in the sky. Well, I finally found the Twitter thread.
You don't want to be hit
For what, the 10,000 rats or this?
The sun one. Some man called Alex said, "Nothing makes me laugh more than thinking about this. Genuinely think the lions could do it." Lee replies, "How?" Alex says, "There's a trillion of them." Lee says, "Yeah, but
That's
what's
an
their main
excellent shot
attack?"
from Cam.
And our third participant, Ben, says, "How long does a lion live? They could just wait out the sun and wait for it to collapse." To which Lee replied, "A lion cannot outlive the sun." But then Ben cleverly responds, "A trillion might if you arrange it properly." And then Lee said, "No chance. A lion at full stretch couldn't cover more than, say, 10 foot square. The sun is bigger than 10 trillion foot square." And then Alex said, how much piss could a trillion lions produce? I think that's the way to do this. And Lee said the main problem is that the lion, by their very nature, are wild and aggressive. They'll just run into the sun and burn up. And Alex rightfully said, but you can't run into space, mate. And then he said, how would they get there? A big lion rocket, obviously. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell notification to know when we upload. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rumwood CC. You're going live.
Tell me what happened. How'd you get out?
You're out there umpiring, Fraser. You saw I got caught.
Yeah, but what was going through your mind? What happened? You were close.
As Douglas Adams wrote in Hitchhikers, all I was thinking was, oh no, not again.
And that is some good pop culture for you there, chaps.
I was acting like the big bowl of petunias.
Ooh.
Well bowled there from the 10-year-old. It has gone backwards.
The young Harper went to bowl and it's gone about 10 yards behind him.
Short ball pulled by Pete Kenwood out to deep square-legged come
Take him
round.
off.
Could be a run out.
And
No,
he's
it's
safe.
good running in the end. They're looking for free now. It's gone past the wicket keeper. Lumley fielding it, and it will be free. Cameron Chambers safely home.
I never know how far leg runs.
New bowler coming on to bowl. He's rearranging the field. It'll be Cameron. Sorry, it won't be. It'll be Peter Kenwood to face first. See if Rumwood go for a watchful start against a new bowler, or if they look to accelerate the score straight away with just 9 overs left to play.
It's always a good thing to see when Pete's got his iron and is really tonking the ball around the field. So hopefully we'll get a little taste of that today.
David Day described him as agricultural earlier today, and that is the case, but he is beautiful to watch when he's smashing the ball out the ground and hitting it a very long way. Kenwood crouched down. Here comes the bowler's arms up in the air.
And
Full.
that looked to be an
That
attempt
popped
at
a
leg
little
spin.
bit, didn't it? Interesting action, a lot going on, a lot of moving parts.
I'm praying it's not leg spin because that is my least favourite form.
I thought you didn't know which sort of spin was which phrase.
I don't when I'm bowling.
In again. Kenwood down the
He's out.
pitch
He's
and
out.
stumped. Given he doesn't look too happy, but he came a long
That
way
was-
down, missed the ball by a mile and couldn't make it back to his ground.
I'm going to have to set myself up now for batting.
Well, Fraser, thank you very much.
I believe in Lord David Day, but who knows?
David Day, the next man out to the pitch. David Day then facing up for his first delivery. McGinley fired up after an early wicket. Into bowl. Up above the eye line, David Day takes a swing, misses it, but stays in his ground. Oh, David Day going for a big swing for it very early. Needs to wait for the ball there, watch it onto the bat.
He'd almost finished his shot before the bowler had even released the ball.
McGinley, 3 dot balls to start the over, in for the 4th. Up above the eye line, David Day hits well, lovely drive, straight down the ground. That should be 4 runs. That's a glorious shot from David Day.
And that has gone for 4. Glorious.
The master at work at
can't-
Rumwood Cricket Club. That is a lovely shot. We've a short message from the groundsman. Rod Bailey has asked us to plug the Rumwood 100 Club. So, yeah, get in touch with Mr. Bailey. Lots of chances to win. 5th ball from McGinley. Short. Bounces twice. No ball not signalled.
So there's just having a quick break at the end of this over, just kind of relaxing. David and Cam having a little chat, discussing the shots they're going to be playing in the next over. Hopefully a couple of sweeps and maybe a reverse sweep would be nice to see.
How much would you give to be in Cameron Chambers' shoes right now, discussing things in the middle with the excellent David Day?
As bad as it sounds, I want Cam to get out next ball so I can go in and have a bat with David Day. I think last time I batted with him.
Well, you won't get your wish because that's a lovely shot and it's gone through the field. 4 more for Cameron Chambers. Hit hard, hit firm and straight for 4.
Last time I batted with David Day, I think I ran him out before he even faced the ball. Didn't speak to me for weeks.
Well, there's a swing. He's hit it well. It might actually run through for 4. The fielder at mid-wicket got something on it, but it does run for 4 runs. Lovely shot by Cameron Chambers, who approaches yet another 50. 2 left in the over. McGinley in to bowl. Short ball, hit hard, should be 4 straight down the ground.
And that
50
is
runs to Cameron Chambers, another fantastic knock.
well played.
Rumwood's number 4 has been in absolutely imperious form this year. He's been averaging about 80 this season before today, and today's efforts will just add to the tally of runs. He's approaching last season's total in about a quarter of the games. Lumley charging in to bowl at David Day, who goes for a big swing, hits it hard and straight, beats the fielders. It's going to be 4 for David Day. That's a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Good afternoon to Rod Bailey, club stalwart, who's listening at home. Made his Rumwood debut in 1972, so 48 years ago. And hopefully with the coronavirus clearing up, he'll be back for the next 2 seasons to celebrate his half-century. Ironically, the first half-century he's had in a Rumwood shirt for a few years. That is a beautiful shot, full ball, but he's taken a step forward, flicked it to backward square leg for a 1-bounce 4.
And you can't help but wonder why Egerton aren't putting men out on the boundary for this, because he's been knocking them around all day.
McGinley in again. Full ball, that should be a no ball, that's huge. Goodbye, that's 6 runs, lovely shot. Well, David Day, as we say, we call him Park Run. He was out running again this morning. Become somewhat of a habit of late is his Saturday morning run on a route that he's named the Detling Rectangle. He's been running the same route every Saturday for the past 5 or 6 weeks, about 8 or 9k. And it served him well with a strong start to the season. So Fraser, after the cricket, what's the evening plans? I hear you've got a few things in store.
So, home alone, so I'm thinking bottle of rosé, maybe red. I'll see how I'm feeling when I get home, and probably a kebab. You know, I'd say I've eaten well this week, but that would be a lie, but, you know, I'm going to treat myself. And that is an enormous shot.
Well, it's gone straight up. It could be caught. No, it's not. It'll be 2.
Get it in, get it in, get it
so
in.
They're safely home for 2. Fraser, what's your kebab of choice?
Lamb shish.
Very nice. I'm more of a chicken shish man, personally.
I could try that. Another cracking kebab shop is Rain Grill in West Malling. Bit of good fact for you, the Beatles actually shot a music video there.
Oh, he's done very well to lift that over the fielder. They're going to push for 2, I think. David Day might be in trouble. He's thrown to the wrong end. He should have gone to the bowler's end, and he's got nowhere near the stumps either. That's another 2 for Cameron Chambers, who moves on to 80. Emberson starts his run-up, charging in again. 4 balls remaining. Short ball, hit hard, but it's hit straight up. He'll get away with it, though. They're going to run 2 here. Last ball of the innings.
Got to run. And that's an enormous...
well, it's gone straight up in the air. He's tried to hit it to the leg side. He's top-edged it, and it's not going to be 4. Or is it? Is it 4? A bit of confusion here. Well, they've run 2. It went down to the 3rd man boundary. And we've got some confusion. They're checking the boundary.
And that is the game. Or inning.
That's the end of the innings.
I'm going to have a sandwich.
Rumwood finish up on 302 for 4. Egerton will require 303 to win this match. Cameron Chambers leading the players off after a fantastic knock of 89. And me and Fraser will leave you there. You'll be joined by Katie King for the 2nd innings after the break. It's been a commanding 180 run victory for Rumwood today. We've seen some great batting from Cameron Chambers, wicket spread throughout the team and some blinding one-handed catches in the covers. David, what was your highlight of the day?
Several highlights. I mean, if you look at the top 6 batsmen, they all got double figures. But particularly 2 big 80 scores from Ben Austin and Cam, dominating the bowling. Jordan Austin started well, bit unlucky to get out. William Day continued it with some fluent shots. Then Cam really took hold of the bowling and took the game away from Egerton.
Some fantastic performances and some excellent fielding as well. Any highlights to you there?
Very few drop catches, which makes a change at Rumwood. And I just thought a little shout out for the bowling of Atesh. I thought he pitched it up very, very well. Good experience. And Fraser bamboozled them with a tad of flight.
It's good to see the new players coming through, David. Fraser ragging it all over the place. And Atesh bowling some serious heat at the end there.
Yes, all goes well for Rumwood Cricket Club with the promising youngsters.
Things looking very good indeed. A commanding win this week. Make sure you're watching Rumwood TV next week for more. Goodbye for now.
And it's good night from him. And it's good night from me.